Hi guys, good morning everyone. So it's my first video. So before starting the session, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Pushkar Ranjan, bearing USN 1VE 20CS 119, student of 6th semester. So for the subject, what we are going to make this video is for web development and its application. And the topic which we are going to see today is Introduction to HTML and structure of HTML. Now, what is HTML? How, what is its expansion? Who invented this? And what really HTML does? Everything we are going to see in today's slide. And without wasting too much time on this, let's move further on the topics. So this is question before we start comes HTML. The expansion of HTML. What is HTML really stands for? So the answer will be Hypertext Markup Language, HTML. So this is the expansion for this Hypertext Markup Language. Next, who invented HTML? This question comes because as we are knowing, every language is having one founder, right? So who was the founder for HTML? And when he invented that, what was the use for inventing HTML? Everything we are going to see now. So you can see here this man, he is nothing but Tim Berners-Lee, who was the founder for HTML language. And he invented the HTML in 1993. That means from 1993 onwards, we are having the HTML into the picture, and we are using that language for the various applications. And what are those? We are going to see. The next question comes, what is HTML? That means like Java, we know it's a programming language. Then Python, we know it's a simpler language, what we have studied in all the coding languages, is for making the games and everything. So is HTML language is also like equivalent to Java, Python, C or C++ or not? And what is its use? We are going to see. So the answer for this is HTML is the acronym which stands for Hypertext Markup Languages. Just now we saw in the second slide. Now, which is used to see for creating the web pages and the web applications. That means the HTML use is to create the web page and its web applications. What do you mean by the web page? Whenever you are seeking some information through Google, you are entering some text into the search engine. When you are clicking the search button, it is showing you the result based on the information what you have entered. So different pages are opening. As a result, that pages are nothing but the web pages. You can go for one page, two page, three page, and number of pages related to that information. Now we are going to see what do you mean by the hypertext markup language and the web pages. Web pages, as I explained you see here, a web page is a document which is commonly written in HTML and translated by the web browser. Same thing what we said just now. Web page we can design in HTML. There are the different attributes are there in HTML. Different methods are there in HTML through which we can make our web page very interactive and creative. And how we are going to seek those pages when we are going to translate it on the web, translate it from the web browser, entering any information, any text, taking us to the different web pages as a result, and that is through the web browser like Microsoft Edge, the Google Chrome, etc. A web page can be identified by entering the URL. That's what I said, entering some text or directly writing a link in the search engine can take us to the different web pages, or you can see the required web pages, right? A web page can be static or dynamic type. With the help of, with the help of HTML only, we can create the static web pages. That means whatever the pages it has been already created by the user, other people can see it, go through it, but cannot edit it, right? Like suppose this is on my entire screen, what you are seeing, it's a normal PPT, the static PPT. You cannot edit it, right? So that is what the meaning for the static web page. No one can edit it. Whatever the user has created by himself, other people can see it, learn it, but cannot edit it. So coming ahead, hypertext. Now, what do you mean by the term the web page we have created? So hypertext. Hypertext simply means the text within text. A text has a link within it. It's called the hypertext. Whenever you click the link, which brings you to a new web page, you have clicked on the hypertext. Hypertext is a way to link two or more web pages. Sometimes you might have observed when you are studying any web page that there has been included a link. So that link is nothing but called as the hypertext. That means on that web page, the text is given. On clicking that link, which is the hypertext, it will take you to the different page, which is nothing but the continuation of your information to the previous page. I hope I'm getting to all of you. So, hypertext is the method which links you to two or more different web pages through a link only. That is the use for the hypertext. So this is also done. Now we are coming for the next topic, which is the markup language. A markup language is a computer language, which is a very important thing you need to observe. Is a computer language that is used to apply the layout and the formatting convention to the text document. What does it mean? It's a language through which we can create our web page creative and interactive. We can format it, we can edit it, and we can create as per requirement what we want. Markup language makes the text more interactive and dynamic. As I said just now, it can turn the text into images, tables, links, etc. Now, with this language, we can create our table, we can insert some images, we can insert some links, we can insert some text in a very creative manner. Like all the formatting process can be done in this. So this slide was, you can see. So this was the complete use of HTML. That previously what a girl is thinking, what is HTML in this slide? This is the complete answer for HTML. Moving ahead. So we know what is HTML, what is its use, expansion, and the inventor. Now we are going to see the next slide, that is the structure of HTML, which is very, very important, So let's see the structure in the next slide. So this is the HTML page structure. There's a structure you need to remember. It's very important and we cannot mug up with the structure, right? So the first line will be exclamation mark doc type HTML, which is nothing but tells you the version of HTML. Doc type we need to include for every HTML because it helps us to tell you the document type, whether it is HTML, HTML5, or XML. What kind of document it is? It is going to explain us regarding that. It's HTML, HTML5, or XML, as I said. So this line is very, very important. You need to write in your document when, sorry, in your structure while you are writing it. The next line comes C. These are called the tags. Sorry, these are called the tags, which means C. This is a tag. Any text which is written under the angular bracket, angle bracket, sorry, it's an angle bracket. It is known as an element or a tag. HTML, this is called the HTML root element. So that means the doc type helps us to mention the version HTML, HTML5 or XML, and the HTML, that means this element is nothing but the root element. The next comes head. The next line will be sorry. The next line will be consisting of the head, which is used to contain the page HTML metadata. That means heading for that web page. Heading, like my heading was, like for this, take the example for this slide. My heading was what? Introduction to HTML and its web applications. This was my heading, right? And the title, the next line, what we are going to see is title. Title is nothing but HTML page structure. As an example, you can see the title of the HTML page. So do not get confused with head and title. As I said, head means, as we are taking the example for this, head means introduction to HTML and its web applications. This is my heading. And the title on which we are going to discuss among it, hence, that is the HTML page structure. It is the title, not the heading. The next element comes as body. Hold the content of HTML. Now, whatever the text, whatever the paragraph, whatever the text, I must say text only, whatever you're going to write, it's nothing but the body and it's written under the body tag. See, we have H2. What is the H2 stands for? It is nothing but the HTML heading tag. We have 6 heading tags: H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and sorry, uh, and H6. We are having, we have been provided with 6 heading tag in HTML, in which the H1 is having the most bigger size of the font and the H6 is having the most smaller size of the font. We can use any of the header tag, heading line tag in our HTML program. That means in this structure, the user has used the H2 heading tag, headlining tag, and the next comes its paragraph. That is nothing but the paragraph contain HTML paragraph tag. Whatever the paragraph you are writing to any topic, any message, any paragraph, anything, we are going to use the tag P. And you need to keep one thing in the mind. Whatever the tags we are opening at the first, we need to close at the end. We need to close at the end. I repeat, whatever the tags we are going to use or open at the first, we need to close at the end. That means HTML we have started. So we need to close the HTML at the end. You guys can see here. Next, heading. We have opened the tag head, so we need to close the head. Title. We have opened the title tag and we need to close the title tag. Because why we are closing this? Because these all are the non-empty tags. That means the tag contains some value. These are the non-empty tags, right? Non-empty tags mean what? These tags contains some value in it. Now the next tag is body. Sorry. Next tag is the body. We need to close the body. Under that, we have used the H2 tag. We need to close the H2 tag. The paragraph P tag, we need to close that tag also. And at last, when everything is done, we need to close the HTML as I discussed. And this structure helps us to create the web page. This structure, if you're following, guys, it will help you to create a very creative and interactive web pages, right? So moving ahead. So whatever I explained to you in the HTML structure, same thing is written here. The doc type HTML declares and defines the document of as an HTML document or HTML5 document or XML document. Okay. The HTML element is the root element of an HTML page, as I discussed. The head element contains the meta information about the HTML page, that is nothing but the heading of the page. The title element specifies the title for the HTML page, which is shown in the browser's title bar and the pages tab. Same thing. Next, the body element defines the document's body and is the container for all the visible contents such as the heading, paragraph, images, hyperlinks, tables, list discussed. The H1 element defines the large heading. As I said, this thing. The H1 is having the bigger size of font and the H6 will having the smaller size of the font. That's what the same thing for H1. It's written here. And the P element defines the paragraph as I discussed you. So now I would like to conclude myself, my PPT. This was all about the introduction part and the structure of HTML. Hope you guys understood what I taught you guys. And very soon I will bring the new video for the next topic. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Good day.